Stephanie, and I will be your storyteller today. We're going to be visiting some of the homes of some of our most famous Disney characters here in the Storybook Land. We're riding on aboard a boat named after the fairest one of them all, the original Disney princess. That would be the one and only Snow White. Now, unfortunately, there's only one way into Storybook Land, and that is to get swallowed by Monstro the whale. Luckily for us, Monstro here, being the same whale that swallowed Pinocchio, Geppetto, Figaro, and Cleo too. Pinocchio was a very smart little boy. He lit a huge fire inside. Monstro causing him to sneeze so hard that Monstro blew his tail right off, giving us our own entrance into Storybook Land. Now, see, Monstro here is not quite half the whale he used to be. Just around the bend here to your left-hand side, you'll find the cave of the Big Bad Wolf. The Big Bad Wolf rides across the canal every day in search of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, better known as the Three Little Pigs. Viper Pig lives in the House of Straw, Fiddler Pig lives in the House of Sticks, and Practical Pig lives there in the House on the Hillside, which is made out of 100% wolf-proof brick. On your left-hand side, you have the English village where Alice from Alice in Wonderland lives. She would spend her golden afternoons there on the riverbank with her cat Dinah until one day she followed the White Rabbit down the rabbit hole where things got curiouser and curiouser. And this foot of the canal, you have London Park. That is where Peter Pan taught Wendy, Michael, and John Darling how to fly off to Neverland. All it takes is a little bit of faith, a little bit of trust, and just a little bit of pixie dust. Straight ahead is the city of Agrabah, a land of mystery and enchantment. That's the Sultan's Palace on the hillside down below the busy marketplace where Aladdin first met the Princess Jasmine. Now, rumor has it the only thing stolen that day was Princess Jasmine's heart. Well, we're on now passing under the beautiful rose-covered arches. These arches is where Aladdin took Princess Jasmine on their very first magic carpet ride into a whole new world. Now I want to remind everyone to remain seated, keeping hands and arms inside the boat, as we are about to enter the Cave of Wonders. This is where Aladdin and his friend Abu went in search of the magic lamp for the evil wizard Jafar. Now look carefully, but remember, don't touch anything, but you might even find the magic lamp that houses the genie that will give you 3 wishes. Just around the river bend to the right-hand side, you have the enchanted forest where Snow White lives in the cottage of the 7 dwarves. Beyond the cottage is the diamond mine where the dwarves still whistle while they work. Immediately to your left, you'll find the chateau where Cinderella grew up with her stepmother and wicked stepsisters. Now, luckily for Cinderella, she wins them all. The shoe fit, and she now lives there in the castle on the hillside with her Prince Charming. Look carefully, you might even find the pumpkin that was once her coach that took her to the ball. To your left-hand side, we have a gigantic patchwork quilt comprised entirely of local desert blooms. It's held together there with those giant white cross stitches. It's inspired by Disney's Silly Symphony Lullaby Land. Now, in case anyone was wondering, all of our plants and trees here in Storybook Land are real. They are kept small by a special process known only by Tinkerbell and a couple hundred of our Disneyland gardeners. That way they only grow about 1 inch per year. Now looking through the bridge to your left, you'll find the home of Mr. Mole. That's Moleland Bear coming up right on the riverbank right in front. Now beyond Moleland, that's Toad Hall where Mr. Mole's best friend Mr. Toad lives. Now Mr. Mole and Mr. Toad aren't home right now. They've gone off on some wild adventure in Fantasyland in a motor car going nowhere in particular. There on the left you also have 3 Dutch windmills, the center one being the mill that houses the 4 frightened animals in a terrible winter storm in Disney's Academy Award-winning short, The Old Mill. Below the Alpine Mountains, you have the village where Pinocchio lives with his father Geppetto. There's the wood carving shop where Geppetto made his wish upon a star, with a little help from Jimmy Cricket. On Blue Fairy, Pinocchio was able to become a real live one. Now listen carefully, you might even hear Sebastian serenading Prince Eric, telling him to kiss the girl. To your left, or your right, you have the sandy beach where Ariel, the Little Mermaid, took her very first steps as a human. That's the castle she now lives in on the bluff with her Prince Eric. You might even say that she has become a part of his world. Look through the waterfall, you'll find the underwater city of Atlantica. This is where Ariel grew up with her father. as well as their two best friends, Sebastian and Flounder. Unfortunately, folks, our time here in Storybook Land has come to an end, so I want to remind everyone to stay seated. Please keep your hands and arms inside the boat, especially here on the dock side. I want to thank everyone for joining us here today. Please do enjoy the rest of your